6 months, 24 weeks, only 30% make it through. The selection process. Basic underwater demolition SEAL training. You walk in thinking you're tough. High school football star, college wrestler, marathon runner. The instructors don't care. The first phase is 7 weeks. Running, swimming, calisthenics. You're doing it in boots. You're doing it wet. You're doing it after 3 hours of sleep. The instructors are looking for one thing: who quits first? Hell Week hits in week 4. 5.5 days, 4 hours of sleep total, constant movement, constant cold, constant pain. They make you carry telephone poles for hours. Rubber boats on your heads, you're soaking wet in 50-degree water. Hypothermia is probably the #1 reason guys quit during training. It's incredibly demoralizing when you're wet and freezing. When you're soaked and there's constant cold. Coldness and wetness affect everything you do. That's why they emphasize this so heavily. You have to function, you have to keep going. Some guys ring the bell on day 1 of Hell Week, others make it to day 4 and quit. The instructors put a brass bell right there in the compound. 3 rings and you're done. Coffee, donuts, warm blankets waiting. All you have to do is quit. If you're still here, subscribe. We cover what others won't. The physical crucible. The second phase is dive training. 7 weeks underwater. You're learning combat diving with rebreathers, the systems that don't produce bubbles. Silent, invisible. They tie your hands and feet together and throw you in the pool. You have to swim, you have to survive. Pool competency, they call it. The instructors are testing if you panic underwater, because out there on a real mission, panic kills. You're sitting in full gear in ice-cold ocean water, waiting for the enemy to come by so you can shoot them. That gets boring pretty fast. For 2 reasons. 1, it's not exactly fun sitting in water that long no matter what anyone tells you. And 2, you're never completely sure who you're actually shooting at. The third phase is land warfare. 7 weeks. This is where you learn to shoot, move, and communicate. Small unit tactics. How to clear a building. How to move through a city without being seen. The training is designed around one concept. You operate in small groups. Each individual must eliminate as many enemies as possible in the shortest time. Now imagine that pressure. Imagine that responsibility. They show no mercy. That's how you survive in this business. The weapons and equipment, SEAL armory, millions of dollars of firepower, weapons most infantry units never touch. The M60E3, light machine gun, gas-operated, air-cooled, full automatic, 550 rounds per minute. A Navy SEAL carries between 400 and 1,000 rounds normally. You hold it at the hip, but when you need to fire, you bring it up and shoot from the shoulder. In Hollywood movies, you see guys firing from the hip. That doesn't work. This weapon can only be accurately used when fired from the shoulder. SEALs are known for carrying heavy firepower in small teams. There are stories about this gun, that it fires thousands of rounds and kills thousands of enemies. That's why they carry it, to destroy the enemy, to unleash a mountain of lead and make their point very clear. Then there's the Barrett M82, 50 caliber sniper rifle. This weapon fires the same rounds as the heavy M2 machine gun. Accurate on stationary targets at 2,000 meters. You can destroy an aircraft on the runway with this, or a generator, or a vehicle engine, all with one high explosive projectile. Somalia, 1992. SEALs on a rooftop position. Rounds were flying over their heads, but they couldn't tell where they were coming from. Enemy fighters were shooting from a rooftop and disappearing fast. When they finally saw one aiming in their direction, they reacted. The SEAL got him, but then the next one opened up with machine gun fire. The SEAL grabbed his camouflage net, aimed in the direction of the gunfire, and took cover. When he came back up, the enemy's rifle was lying next to the sandbag. Then a Somali ran past with an RPG. The SEAL hit him before he could load it. He went down when the bullet struck. They couldn't count the enemy faces, but they definitely weren't happy. SEALs weren't there to kill women and children, but they had to kill the guy trying to kill them. One shot, one kill. That has psychological value. It's effective. Real-world operations. The legacy from Vietnam still defines them. Many people see SEALs as hunters and killers, and that's exactly what they do. That's what they're paid for. But the most successful operations had nothing to do with killing. Vietnam was the beginning of the myth that persists today. The men with green faces, a seemingly unbeatable force. That the war in Southeast Asia was lost anyway seems forgotten. The best rumors about SEALs are always spread by people claiming to be SEALs who actually never were. And the best stories come from people who've never even met a seal. Most of those stories make real SEALs laugh. Being a SEAL is an extraordinary job, but it's necessary. Some jobs are just dirty and you need people willing to do dirty jobs. SEALs do the jobs no one else can handle. Panama, 1989. Operation Just Cause. 4 SEALs didn't survive that mission. 8 more badly wounded. The SEALs had 2 objectives: conduct maritime operations and secure the airfield at Paitilla, where Manuel Noriega had stationed a Learjet for his potential escape. Originally, a small unit was supposed to secure the hangar, but then the plan changed. Suddenly, the force was much larger than optimal for SEAL operations. Add in Air Force units, infantry, rangers, and armored troops. The highly specialized SEALs became largely ineffective. Their operation nearly turned into a disaster. Grenada, 1983. 4 men lost during a parachute insertion. They were very aggressive. They rushed in, got into a difficult situation, and didn't survive. Some say they were too aggressive. The planners weren't there. They didn't make the tactical decision. But the SEALs paid with their lives. The call from the White House came suddenly. Rescue the medical students down there. The men were prepared to jump in daylight into calm water. Instead, they had to jump at night in stormy seas. 4 men drowned. The SEAL team dropped over the ocean, missed their target entirely, so the airport couldn't be prepared for invasion. Desert Storm, 1991. 6 SEALs swam nearly 5 kilometers in the early morning hours of the ground war near the Kuwaiti beach. Hidden in the light surf, they detonated a series of explosions at irregular intervals with different intensities to create the impression that an enemy troop landing was imminent. The diversion worked. Iraqi forces were reportedly kept busy trying to repel the supposed invasion. Throughout the war, SEALs operated in limited numbers. They disabled floating mines, monitored ship traffic in the Persian Gulf, and reconnoitered the beaches of Kuwait. The mindset. They prepare men to go on dangerous missions and defend freedom. They work under harsh conditions in small groups on very difficult operations rated as extremely important. In combat, there are winners and losers. But unlike sports, the loser gets buried. Hesitation in combat kills more men than anything else. Aggression is in the nature of things. You have a weapon and you go out to destroy something. You need to be aggressive. Attitude is everything. That word has a very negative sound in our society. But for professional reasons, the instructors have to put this word into the minds of these men. You have to make peace with it. The operators try to stay neutral. They just focus on the mission. Afterwards, life goes on. Don't look back. It never shakes them. No regrets, no remorse, nothing. Some would have liked to attack more often. The job is dangerous. High altitudes, strong winds, drift, and other interference factors. A lot can go wrong with a parachute. You can compare special operations units to race cars. They just move faster, and you have to fine-tune them much more. It takes time to get there. If you want a race car to handle things out there, you have to pay the price today. You can't take time off. The operations don't adjust to your wishes. You have to be certain these men are emotionally and physically capable of handling any kind of stress that occurs in real missions. Whatever they have to do to be successful, absolutely everything. That can also mean killing. If the enemy thinks they're the bad guys, that's good. They want them to believe that. The reality. They spend many years of their lives preparing for war. Hopefully there will be peace. Everyone who experiences real war wants peace. But when it comes down to it, they dutifully go on the attack and try to do their job as best as possible. Each of them wants to make a career, have a good job, live the American dream like everyone else. They're not a bunch of mindless machines crazy about killing people. They work for America like others do, policemen or firefighters, and they're proud of that. That's what it takes to be a Navy SEAL. That's what they're paid for. Some jobs are dirty and you need people willing to do them. Now, if you really enjoyed watching this video, then like it and consider subscribing to the channel, as we will be bringing up more anticipated and exciting contents soon in this channel. I'll see you later.